My name is Charles Santiago. I'm from Malaysia. I work with a group called Monitoring Sustainability of Globalization in Malaysia, and at this time I'm also a Member of Parliament in Malaysia. Well, I guess in the next couple of weeks or the next 2-3 weeks, the Malaysian government will start negotiations with the European Union on one side and also with the group of companies involved in the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement led by the United States. So governments are in a hurry, and they are in a hurry because they would like to tell their constituents, their business community, that they are doing as all that they can in order to bring prosperity to the nation. But studies are, again, as I said earlier, UN studies are clearly showing that FTAs in and of itself does not bring foreign direct investments into a particular country. I think first we have to recognize that health is a fundamental human right. Health is a fundamental human right, and a right that has to be realized by the government. So one should not, a country should not privatize healthcare. That's, in my view, an important thing. Second, given that now governments are opening up the health sector, both to privatization and now with the FTA, the issues have become far complicated, and it appears that there will be groups of people who will be victimized as a result of the opening up, especially in relation to access to medicine, access to essential medicine, which is very important, for example, for people living with AIDS, PWA, people living with AIDS, and also other kinds of diseases that might crop up, that you might need medicine, for example. Here, these agreements definitely victimize vulnerable communities like the people with AIDS, and also the poor communities who might not be able to afford medicine or other pharmaceutical products if it is expensive and monopolized. In this case, it's a monopoly. I think the couple of things that one has to do, though. I think it's important that we start looking at the model of development that we have embraced, the model of development. The present paradigm of development is based on the notion that what is good for business is good for the country. This is the model of development that we have. What is good for business is good for Thailand, is good for Malaysia, is good for Indonesia, and so on. Now this proposition is a false one. And although businesses, especially the big businesses, are clamoring, are pushing the governments for opening up the market and so on and so forth, because they have an advantage. Sometimes they are monopolies, sometimes they are in a leading position, so they can push for it. But in most of our countries, in the case of Malaysia, 98% of small companies, if you want, are small and medium industries, which actually will have major problems when these FTAs come into force. Okay? So therefore, what is good for big business need not necessarily be good for all business and for the country as a whole, though. And also, this model of development actually says that free trade is the best allocator of resources. If a country embraces free trade, foreign direct investments will come to a country, there will be development in the country. Again, it's not conclusive at all, though. All we have known in the 97 economic crisis, in the most recent crisis started off in the US and now that is being faced in Europe, we see that the market actually is causing more problems to people as a result of loss of jobs, loss of livelihoods, and so on and so forth. So I think the question that civil society has to take on is this model of development that we have embraced. And this model of development has to change, and where people We need a model of development where people are at the heart of the development, where people's interest becomes the priority of the development process and not just what is good for business.